What's going on? Welcome to Patriot Specialized. Today's episode, boy, we are busy. We got this episode is jam-packed with a bunch of different stuff we got going. Well, I shouldn't really say a bunch of different stuff, but a couple different things we're doing. First off, we're going to go out in the middle of nowhere in Virginia. We're going to pick up a feller buncher that we need a little help to get on the trailer. We're going to get that thing delivered. Also in the middle of nowhere in Ohio, down a dirt road that like trucks should never be on. And then we're going to run over from there. We're going to run about an hour away. We're going to pick up a Kenworth. You guys probably saw me on a couple episodes ago. I delivered a Kenworth, one of our Kenworths from our shop, down to have some framework done to it. That thing is ready to be picked up. We're going to go get it. So stick around. It's going to be a busy one.
We ride across these plains and prairies, rocky mountain highs, fade off into the distance like ghost riders in the sky. Black smoke and white line, steel horses side by side. It's more than just a living, y'all. Hell, it's our way of life. We're the last of the cowboys.
Guys, well, we found the buncher tucked back here in the woods. This is going to be interesting, but this thing is a diamond in the rough. But it won't start. I can't find a battery. I mean, it's got no juice at all, and I can't find a battery shut off. So we're waiting on a call back to I called the auction site. We're waiting on a call back to see if they got somebody here on site that can help me get this thing started. But see what happens. Man, that was an event getting this thing loaded. You probably saw it in the driving in there. It was off to the right side. Wouldn't start. They brought a guy up to there was nobody there, so I called the company and they brought a guy in to get that thing started. And it was one of them deals where you gotta like push the button, hold a wire, sit with your the right butt cheek pushing more on the seat than your left, but it was kind of one of them things. So he got it started. He drove it up on the trailer. I didn't even have time to get the cameras out. He was real fast about it, so I didn't think he really wanted to do it. But I am in Fort Chiswell, Virginia right now, otherwise known as Withville, at the Flying J, waiting on a shower. Got about 7 guests in front of me, so I figured I'd jump out here, show you this load, show you what we got, because tomorrow it's going to get busy fast, I think. We're going to deliver this in the morning and then run about an hour over and pick up that Kenworth, run it up to the shop, deliver it, and then go home empty, I hope, because we got Monday morning we got a load. So I will show you what we got here. This is a Timco feller buncher. She's been through a little bit. Still runs good, drives good, everything works real well on it, but it's been through a little bit, I think. So they told me this thing weighs 62,000 pounds. I believe it. I got a scale ticket, just making sure. I am just south of the Virginia scale on 77. I'm gonna roll out of here in the morning, probably before they open, but I wanted to make sure before I cross that scale that we were good to go, and we are. So I'll put up the scale ticket and you'll see, but I'll put it up when I start talking about axle weight. So this is what we got going on for securement. We are 62,000 pounds, roughly 60, between 60 and 62. I didn't know that at the time. I thought it was going to be heavier. That head on the back of these things, those things are usually super heavy. So I didn't know if the 62 they were quoting me was for the machine without the head or for this whole setup, because there's no scale there. They had no way of knowing, but they did pretty good on it. So this is what we got going on. I assumed 65, so I went as heavy as I could on securement. I got all 3 chains back here. They go all the way across. I ran them right through the holes right there on the back of the frame. Took them all the way across. We get full credit for all 3 of those. Obviously got our flags marking the outside corners of the load. There is. I bet there's 1,000, 2,000 pounds worth of dirt on this thing. So what I did on the back is the same thing, except with 2 chains. Run them right through the holes, all the way across. We get full credit for those 2, and then we put the last chain, we tied onto this thing, onto the head, so it can't wiggle around. The arm can't go back and forth. You know, DOT requires that, so it is what it is. The one thing I did notice about this thing, I'm gonna have to check in the morning and see. I might have to fire this thing up, but it was perfectly straight when we put it on there, and now it's leaning a little bit. So if that gets any worse, we are in jeopardy of it being outside of the track. It's also making the head lean a little bit, which is pushing on this side of my trailer. So I'd like to, I'm gonna check it tonight, check it again in the morning. And if it's leaning more than it is right now, definitely going to kind of see it from this side. Definitely going to end up jumping up there in there and firing this thing up and moving it so it's not so it's straight again. Also, could be taking us to where we're over height. I don't know, we permitted 1310. I measured it out at 13.7 on that side over there, on the far side. But that was when it was sitting straight. So this, you know, with it leaning that way, this is going up. I think we got 3 inches to play with. We probably didn't go up 3 inches there, but we got to make sure of that too. So here's the other side, nice and dirty. Got our flags on. Thing is leaking all kinds of hydraulic fluid and crap all over my trailer too. That kind of aggravating. But after we get that Kenworth on my way up to Erie, I think I could stop the truck wash. I can just leave a little bit early, stop the truck wash, and give this thing a bath before I go in and load on Monday. But that's what we got. That's our load. Looked pretty good. We are, like I said, 62,000 pounds. They said it was 10.5 foot wide. It's not quite that wide. I think it's only about 10 foot. They said it was 27 foot long. I don't even know where they're getting that number from. I'd say more like 30, 35 foot long with the arm stretched out like that, which is the way you have to. Because of these things, they're not like a normal excavator. This arm up here that's closest to the cab, it's real short. It only goes to right there. So when you can't tuck it in like you can an excavator and bring it way down. This thing has to be laid out like this, and with the head on it, that thing is almost sticking off the back of the trailer. So this is how it has to go on. I don't know where they're getting their 27 foot long, but it is what it is. I knew that when I took the load that it was going to have to load like this. I knew that 27 was probably BS. So what we got for axle weights, I'll put up the scale ticket, but I permitted 11 on the steers, which I'm always about 10 somewhere, 10.5, 10.8, somewhere in there. 11 on the steers, 44 on my drives, and 52 on my trailer. And my scale, you see the scale ticket right here. You can see that thing right there. We came out real nice. We came out right on the money just about, so looking pretty good. Had me worried for a second, but it's just sitting on a hill and the other tire's not in the hump, so All right, well, I'm gonna go in here and check what space I am on the line for a shower. We're gonna get something to eat. Hopefully this thing stops leaking fluid on my trailer. We will talk to you guys tomorrow. Well, easy as that. I'd say it's easy, and man, did it look easy on the video, but it was certainly not easy when I was doing it. There was a few spots in there where I was like, yeah, I shouldn't be here. This is not somewhere a truck should go. And a couple of them turns were almost impossible to make it at my length, but we got it done. That's really all that matters. Got it done, got that thing delivered. Now we are running over to what was it? Minford. We're running over to Minford, Ohio, and picking up that Kenworth so we can take it back to the shop. This is at a custom body shop, or actually custom truck shop. Man, these guys build some cool stuff. You're going to see one in the video sitting right next to my trailer. One of the ones they just finished up. That's sort of a mild one. It's definitely fancy, but certainly a mild one for what they had sitting inside the bay. They had some gorgeous trucks there, do some extremely good work, but they definitely did great work on the frame on our truck. Was super impressed. It looked brand new. I think that truck's going to come out of our shop all done up and looking pretty good and be representing A&H real well. So it was pretty exciting to do it. So that's where we're at right now. Stick around. All right, guys, we got it all loaded up. That was pretty simple. The forklift pulled it right up on until it got to the very last second, and then it needed a little bit of help from the front. We didn't have the right angle, the way the chain was holding that thing on. We just didn't have the right angle to get that done. So he ended up coming around the front. We stuck a tire in there just to be 100% sure. Didn't end up really needing it. The forks picked up on the bottom of the axle and just lifted the truck up, and it moved with it without sliding. But we were concerned about it sliding on the forks. So we threw that tire in there just to add a little bit of cushion and try to keep any sort of front end damage from happening. But it wasn't an issue. Thing rolled right up on there, no problem. What I did with that was I left the brakes caged while it was in transit, because when I got to the shop that evening, on Friday evening, there was nobody there except me to unload it. Well, me and you guys have seen Rob Finch from Trucking Resources. He happened to be swing by the shop, and he was there. he gave me a hand. It was super cool of him, and hopefully he got a ton of video while he was there. I don't know if he's going to make a video out of it, but if he does make a video, if you want to see the delivery on this thing at our shop, it was pretty funny. We ended up using a pickup truck to pull it off, and that pickup just barely would do it. I was really, it was one of them hold my beer moments. So that's it for this episode. I appreciate everybody watching. If this is your first time on the channel, thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you did, hit that like button. If you want to see more, consider hitting that subscribe button. I appreciate it, man. That's what makes this channel chug right along here, and I appreciate everybody's comments, their likes, the shares, all that stuff. It means a lot to me, and it helps the channel grow. So until next time, guys, everybody stay safe out there.